Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Nick from MMA Pixels here with Austin, the Dynasty Liu. Austin had a big victory this past Saturday, April 21st at 559 fight 64, where you got a decision victory over Roy. How are you doing, Austin?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Doing great, man. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know you just had that fight. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I think it's good we did the interview fresh off the victory. That way everything's, fresh in my mind and, everything's accessible right now.
So you got the decision victory. Are you disappointed you didn't get the finish? Or are you proud of your performance getting the victory?
I'm definitely proud of my performance for what my condition was going into the fight, because actually 2 weeks leading up to the fight, I know a lot of people didn't know this, but my coach did know this. But I didn't tell him that it was bothering me in the fight. But what happened was I had a slight instep injury. I don't think it was a fracture or anything bad like that, but it was definitely really sore and hard to walk on at times. So it compromised my mobility a bit. And then fighting this guy southpaw, we were fighting, and I'm orthodox, so we fight in something called an open stance. So his right side or his left side of his body is really accessible for my right kick, right low kick, right mid kick, and the right high kick as well. And going into the fight, I knew that this guy, if he was smart, he would try to take me down. And I wanted to take some juice out of his legs by investing in some leg kicks. That way, in the later rounds, he wouldn't be able to move as well. He wouldn't be able to score a takedown as well either. So the very first low kick I threw, I was a little too far away from him. I threw it and he kind of stepped back a bit, and I cracked his knee with my instep, and it hurt so bad in the fight. But watching back, like, I did a really good job of hiding it. I kicked him and I felt my foot like starting to swell up right away. And in some parts of the fight, you could see me kind of like bouncing around kind of awkwardly on it, just trying to like shake it out. But yeah, during the fight, I cracked his knee, and it was bothering me the whole time.
And that was the same injury that you had leading into the fight?
That was the same injury on the same foot that I had leading up to the fight. And as soon as it happened, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna wuss out. I'm not gonna show any pain. I'm just gonna keep swinging at him until my foot falls off.
How did you initially hurt your leg?
It's kind of been bothering me for a bit, actually. I wonder if I hopefully didn't injure it too bad, because actually after my fight last year in November, when I fought Anthony, I threw a right low kick at him, same thing. And I hit his knee and my foot. It was like hard to walk for the next like week, but I kind of just iced it. I didn't go to the doctors or anything, and I went back to training the following week. And it had been bothering me like off and on, but sometimes it feels better than other days. And just the last 2 weeks, I was sparring hard, and I cracked somebody in training on the knee with it. And the injury just came back, and then in the fight, I just agitated it even more. I mean, immediately after the fight, I went to ice it and stuff, and I walked out into the crowd to like go watch the rest of the fights, and I could barely even stand on it.
Did it have any impact on your training leading into the fight? Like, how was the weight cut? Were you not able to do any cardio?
No, for this weight cut, like I said, I moved up in weight class to 135, and I walk around at like 145 to 150. So it really wasn't too much of a weight cut for me. Only 10 pounds is cake. I mean, once you get over 10 pounds, though, the weight cut starts getting pretty difficult. But this time for the weight cut, to make it a little more enjoyable, as opposed to going in the sauna like I usually do, this time the day before weigh-ins, we kind of went to the park. I just put on my sauna suit and like my sweatshirt and sweats over it, and we kind of just did a light little workout in the park. I didn't really run too much. We just did pads and shadow boxing, and I was out there maybe only like an hour and a half, and I lost like 4 pounds. The last 4 pounds is pretty easy.
And this is camo, so it's same day weigh-ins.
Yeah, unfortunately, same day weigh-ins. But when I'm moving up in weight class, I mean, I don't really mind, because I could put on, all the weight I've lost, almost all the weight I've lost in that amount of time.
So who helped you out the most in training camp and leading up to this fight?
Honestly, I could say all of my training partners equally contributed to this training camp. I think the most important thing for this training camp was focusing on me, because before, for all my training camps, I focused too much on my opponent. And as good as that is, I think a lot of times I don't give myself enough credit. I know I'm a lot more capable. I'm a lot more capable fighter than I think, and I focus a little too much on my opponents, when really I need to focus on what I'm going to do in the fight, because really I need to be the one that's dictating the fight, because when you're the one dictating the fight, you're the one controlling the fight.
Right. So you're now 5-3 amateur record. What's next for you? Do you have any aspirations going pro, or are you going to continue your amateur career?
Of course, I definitely have aspirations of going pro. Right now, what's killing me right now is not being able to train. I mean, I feel like I need to go to the gym right now and like, do some swimming or something. I haven't worked out in 2 days and I feel like couch potato. But I think next for me right now is I'm gonna go back up to Alpha Male in May, do training up there for a few weeks, and then we might be taking another fight later on in the summer. But I mean, I want to see my options are for now. I mean, I just came fresh off a victory, so it's kind of hard to say what's next. I need to sit back and think. I need to talk to my coaches and everything, and then we'll see what happens next.
I see on your Instagram you post a lot of pictures with Team Alpha Male members. Is that something new for this fight? Was that the first fight you had after training with Team Alpha Male?
Yes, that was the secret ingredient to this training camp. Being able to go out to Alpha Male, being able to train with like elite level wrestlers, being able to train with guys who are really at the pinnacle of the sport was just gonna help elevate my game as a whole. Because I'm a young fighter. I'm only 21 years old, but a lot of the guys at Alpha Male, all the guys that are at the top, all the guys that are in the UFC already, they're in their late 20s. So it's only gonna iron sharpens iron. It's only gonna help me to be able to train with elite level guys like that.
So do you know? Well, obviously you're injured. Do you have any time frame on when you could get back in there training and when you'd like to fight again?
I'm going to schedule a doctor's appointment later on this week, and then we'll see what happens from there. I mean, I feel my foot is already feeling, a little bit better. I can't really do anything too crazy in it, but I could walk without, limping as bad now. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. So hopefully soon.
Where can the fans connect with you on social media to find out when your next fight is?
My Instagram and Twitter handle is going to be at Liu Dynasty MMA, and then my Facebook is just going to be Austin Liu.
Right on. I appreciate your time. I hope you heal up. Austin the Dynasty Liu, fresh off his victory over Roy.
All right. Thank you.